Okay, so for this syntax analysis, what I did notice was that McAuliffe had more complex sentences than Trump, but if you actually are looking at the number of utterances, Governor McAuliffe had a whole lot more, and they were shorter than Trump's. As you can see with the mean length of utterance over sentences, that Trump's is actually higher, which would make sense. So if we move on to the semantics analysis, I have the Trump table right here, and then we have McAuliffe's right here, and they pretty much go along with each other. Neither of them have completely different or outliers on the table. We have the nouns being the highest, and then the verbs come right after, and that's the same for the both of them. That was pretty common even in the last assignment, so I kind of expected that. Seems to be just the structural English language. Um, so then we are moving on to me judging their speeches and the press conference for Trump. The semantic analysis, I gave Trump a 3 and I gave McAuliffe a 4. It seemed that he used more better language in his speech. It seemed very well written, even though it was very short and to the point, which was okay for this instance. I think that McAuliffe had better organization as well. Trump seemed to be a little bit scatterbrained, like when he got a question, he wasn't completely answering it. He would kind of answer it or ignore it in some cases, but he kind of would get off topic a little bit. Engagement, I actually gave, these were the lowest ones. I don't think Trump gave the audience the attention was that was expected in a press conference. I think that the engagement with McAuliffe's was that he directly addressed who he was talking about when he said, you know, talking directly to the white supremacies and the Nazis. He said, "You are not welcome here." He directly addressed them, whereas Trump would get a question and he would either talk about talk a little bit about the subject, then kind of go off on his own rant, or he would cut people off, which I don't think that's very good engagement with the audience. So some things that I saw that were relating to class was the errors in perception. I think I think the error in perception and the cultural framework both I did for Trump because I think that his way of answering and kind of disrespectfully answering the questions had to do with his errors in perception and cultural framework. I think they both fit into that category. Um, I don't think that he had the right framework for what this kind of question and answer was supposed to be. I think that he thinks that because he's the president of the United States, he has a very big ego and he thinks that he should hold all power and that no one else has power in that conversation. Whereas I would think that it really, it's kind of an equal thing, that it's expected that he is supposed to allow them the attention when asking the question, but he kind of steals the attention because he cuts them off and takes all that power. Um, for McAuliffe, I actually did the multicultural communication. I think that him directly addressing the white supremacies and the Nazis gives a good multicultural communication. And what I learned from this is that even if you are giving a big speech or, you know, talking as the President of the United States, you don't need to talk in very complex sentences. Short and to the point is okay. Thank you.